Welcome guys, and welcome back to today's video. Today's video is going to be an amazing transformation that I wanted to share with you guys. We totally remodeled our kitchen, and I just thought it would be wrong of me not to share what I did. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I transformed my kitchen, then go ahead and keep watching. So the first thing I did here was just start removing anything that I didn't want in the kitchen. So I hated this little piece of wood above my sink. I know some people are a fan of those, but I think it's just super outdated and just makes it look just very old. So I went ahead and removed that from my kitchen. I also started removing the hardware because there's just no point of them being there. And plus I wanted to clean the cabinets underneath of them because they probably got all old and crudted. So the first thing I like to do is just be organized. So I started to label all of my cabinets, and then I made a little diagram just telling me kind of where my cabinets went in my kitchen. So I matched the number on the cabinet versus the number on the paper as well, just to kind of get an idea of where things are going to go back once I need to put them back, because that's going to be the hardest part, is just figuring out where things go. So currently I so far have numbered my cabinets and also made like a little home diagram of my kitchen and where things are at, and numbered them on a piece of paper as well, so that way you guys know where your cabinets are going to go back as well. And I did end up removing this piece of wood that was up above my sink. And then I removed all the hardware from my cabinets, the old hardware that I'm not going to be using because I purchased new hardware. Right now all I'm doing is just going to go ahead and clean the cabinets. So I mixed up a 2-gallon bucket here with TSP cleaner, and it called for the ratio of half a cup of the cleaner versus 2 gallons of water, so that's what I did here. I'm just going to go ahead and throw on some gloves, and I'm going to start wiping down all the cabinetry. Alright guys, so I just went ahead and took off all the hinges from all of the cabinet doors and everything. So that is what it currently looks like. They are all labeled, and I removed all the hinges, and now I'm just going to clean these off. How I'm going to clean these is in the crock pot. So I'm going to go ahead and set this inside of the crock pot. I'm going to keep it on low until my boyfriend gets home. Right now it's around midnight. He gets home in about 6 hours from work, so I'm going to have him turn it off when he gets home. But I'll keep it on low for a couple hours with some hot water. I am going to add some soap, and you can also add vinegar if you guys want to. I am going to let these clean, and then I'm going to clean them off with a toothbrush, and then I'm also going to spray paint them. So I'm just going to kind of freshen them up and just have them look a lot better. So I recommend anyone for doing the hinges to pick up an old crockpot from like a Salvation Army or Goodwill or something to do this project, because I cooked a roast after cleaning this out and even running it through the dishwasher, and the crockpot still smelled like old rusty hinges. So please use a different one. I might have to get a new crockpot now. So anyway, all I'm doing here is just preparing the kitchen to paint. So after that I started to tape off the cabinetry and just anywhere I didn't want paint to get on any like appliances or on the walls or anything like that. I did tape in between the drawers so that way I didn't touch the frame of the cabinets and stuff like that. And then I also took this wood filler and then I filled in any holes that were going to show through, so I wanted to cover those up and sand it down before I started painting, and this just made a big difference, especially where I took that piece of wood off in the kitchen. You could kind of see where the holes were from the nails of that, so definitely do that if you guys can. So next, after just preparing to paint, I decided to use a deglosser instead of sanding to save time. Okay, so I'm currently in my garage. Obviously, I look like a mess. I'm hot and sweaty and can't breathe. But I am currently here with all of my cabinet fronts and drawers and everything. And what I'm doing right now is just deglossing them. So some people, they like to sand the cabinets. I'm not sanding. I just don't have time for that because then you got to worry about vacuuming up all the dust and everything. And no thanks. So deglosser, only $7 from Home Depot. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple coats of the deglosser on all of the cabinets. And after deglosser, then we're going to go ahead and start priming. I did want to mention to you guys really quickly, when I paint the cabinets, a little trick that I learned is to pick up these little thumbtacks. That way, because when you use these and like let's say you start on the back side of the cabinet first, you paint that side and then you can stick the thumbtacks in the corners or wherever you like on the back, and then you'll flip it over and then start painting the other side, so that way they can start drying at the same time. And you can always go back with like your finger and some paint and just cover up the little thumbtack holes if there's any that are super noticeable. But just a little hack for you guys. I thought that was a really good idea, so I picked up a couple of those. Alright guys, I just got done priming all of one side of every cabinet. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the little thumbtacks in, and I'm going to flip them over and then do the other side. Not gonna lie, this is kicking my butt. It's taken quite a bit of time, but I'm like really excited though. Doesn't even know how to put in a light. What kind of man are you? Lazy butt. Lots of painting, lots of painting. Got one more coat to do on the cabinets in here, and then I also have one more coat of the door fronts out in the garage, and then we are done.
And then we're going to Lollapalooza.
Whatever that is. And this is my pretty new light.
That's not gonna fit.
I hope so. It's pretty. Alright guys, so the coats in the kitchen are all done. So the top and bottom.
Alrighties.
We have the light fixture up and ready to go. And that's pretty much it in here. I just have to go finish the last coat on the cabinet doors in the garage and then get this house cleaned up. Tomorrow I'm going to put all of the door fronts back on, attach the hinges and everything, so it's coming together. Our appliances will be here next week, so I'm really excited for that. Other than that, that's about it right now.
You had to buy new water lines.
Yep.
All right, Alexis, here comes your fun.
Is wider than the
You
sink.
only take it out of one side and then slide it, is what I was trying to tell you.
No, you had to keep it centered, you had to take it out of both sides.
Well, we decided not to do that. Isn't even the word.
Them homely sons of bitches.
Alright guys, that is it for this kitchen transformation. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would mean a whole lot to me. And I will see you guys in the next video. And thanks for watching. Bye.
Oh,